सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Okay, we will chant.
We finished with Nashayati cha Dingmoha iva Unmarga Pravartakaha Purushamatya.
Okay, we will chant from 61. Yoyam Atma Swayam Jyotihi. Yoyamatma Swayam Jyotihi.
Yoyamatma Swayam Jyotihi.
Panchakosha Vilakshanaha.
Panchakosha Vilakshanaha.
Avasthatraya Sakshi San.
Avasthatraya Sakshi San.
Nirvikaro Niranjanaha.
Nirvikaro Niranjanaha.
Sadanandassa Vigneyaha.
Sadanandassa Vigneyaha.
Swatmatvena Vipaschita.
Swatmatvena Vipaschita.
Shishya Uvacha.
Sishya Uvacha.
Mithyatvena Nishiddheshu.
Mityatvena Nishiddheshu.
Kosheshveteshu Panchasu.
Kosheshveteshu Panchasu.
Sarva Bhavam Vina Kinchit.
Sarva Bhavam Vina Kinchit.
Na Pashyamyatra He Guru.
Na Pashyamyatra He Guru.
Vigneyam Kimu Vastvi. Vigneyam Kimu Vastvasti.
Vigneyam Kimu Vastvasti.
Swatmanatma Vipaschita.
Swatmana Vipaschita.
Shri Guru.
Sorry, tappa solte. Swatmanatma Vipaschita. Sorry.
Shri Gururuvacha.
Shri Gururuvacha.
Satyamuktam Tvaya Vidvan.
Satyamuktam Tvaya Vidvan.
Nipunosi Vicharane.
Nipunosi Vicharane.
Ahamadi Vikaraste.
Ahamadi Vikaraste.
Tadabhavoyamapyanu.
Tadabhavoyamapyanu.
Sarve yenānubhūyante.
Sarve yenānubhūyante.
Yasvayam nānubhūyate.
Yasvayam nānubhūyate.
Tamātmānam veditaram.
तमात्मानं वेदितारम्
विद्धि बुद्ध्या सुसूक्ष्मया
विद्धि बुद्ध्या सुसूक्ष्मया
जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तिषु
जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु
स्फुटतरम्
स्फुटतरम्
योऽसौ समुज्जृम्भते
योऽसौ समुज्जृम्भते
प्रत्यग्रूपतया सदाहम्
प्रत्यग्रूपतया सदाहम्
अहमिति
अहमिति
अन्तःस्फुरन्नेकदा
अन्तःस्फुरन्नेकधा
नानाकारविकारभागिनः नानाकारविकारभाजिनः
नानाकारविकारभाजिनः
इमान् पश्यनहं धीमुखान्
इमान् पश्यन्नहं धीमुकान्
गुड् नित्यानन्दचिदात्मना स्फुरति
नित्यानन्दचिदात्मना स्फुरति
तं विद्धि स्वमेतं हृदि
तं विद्धि स्वमेतं हृदि.
Now let us chant that first shloka from Manisha Panchakam. Jagrat swapna sushuptishu
जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु
स्फुटतरा
स्फुटतरा
या
या
संविदुजृम्भते
संविदुजृम्भते
या ब्रह्मादिपिपीलिकान्ततनुषु
या ब्रह्मादिपिपीलिकान्ततनुषु
प्रोता जगत्साक्षिणी
प्रोदा जगत्साक्षिणी
सैवाहम्
सैवाहं
न च दृश्यवस्त्विति
न च दृश्यवस्त्विति
दृढप्रज्ञापि
दृढप्रज्ञापि
यस्यास्ति चेत्
यस्यास्ति चेत्
चाण्डालोऽस्तु
चाण्डालोऽस्तु
स तु द्विजोऽस्तु
तत् द्विजोऽस्तु
गुरुरिति
गुरुरिति.
एषा मनीषा मम
एषा मनीषा मम.
Yeah.
Guruji, you can make me co-host again.
Okay. Okay. So, we saw, the minute you see that shloka number 65, Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu, we are reminded of this particular shloka from Manisha Panchakam. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu, Sputatara, Sputataram. Okay, like that. Like that it goes. Ya is there, here Yaha is there. There it is feminine gender, here it is masculine gender. Yaha so. Okay. So there it is all feminine gender. Sputatara. Okay. Same thing. Jagrat swapna sushuptishu sputatara ya samvidujrumbhate. That hero of that shloka is Samvit. Samvit is the noun. Samvit, beautiful name. It means Chaitanyam. And it is feminine gender. So that is why the rest of the shloka, it's all pointed towards Samvit. You will see that. Ya, sa, like that you will see. Alright. So this Samvit, Ujrumbhate. Ujrumbhate, same thing here also. Samujrumbhate. So it shines. It shines by itself without any help from others. So it shines. And when does it shine? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptishu. Means all the time. That is a phrase which means all the time. Alright, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptishu. Sputatara. Sputatara he says, and so Sputam, again same thing. It is expressing itself. Nothing expresses better than itself. Everything, because everything else is dependent on something else. Only Chaitanyam, only Samvit is able to express itself without anybody's help. Sputatara, just shining like that. Both mean the same. Sputatara, Ya Samvit, Ya Samvit. That Samvit, which I am going to talk about, which I am talking about here in this shloka, Ya Samvit Ujjrumbate. Then, further, Brahmādi Pipilikanta Tanushu, Ya Brahmādi Pipilikanta Tanushu, Prota Jagat Sakshini. Moreover, this Samvit is Jagat Sakshini. See, Sakshi is masculine. Sakshini is same thing, feminine. That's all it is. Why feminine? Because Samvit is feminine. So, Ya, again Ya, that Samvit, which is the witness of the universe, Jagat Sakshini. Witness of the universe means it is simply sitting and watching the whole universe go by. You should not think of it like that. Because the act of witnessing itself is not there. But it's Sakshi because it looks as though it is witnessing. So we say witness of the entire universe. It cannot but, just by being itself, it gives that Sakshitvam. Alright, Jagat Sakshini. Ya Samvit Jagat Sakshini Asti. Then what happens? It is Prota. Prota. Prota means, Prota, beautiful word they use. Just like every cloth, any cloth you take, any cloth you carefully analyze, you take a microscope closer and closer and closer to a cloth. You know what will happen? You will be a bit shocked. Don't do that, because if you do it, it will be a bit shocked, because it will be full of holes. It will be full of holes, and you will be wondering, my God, I thought I am covering my body, but it's full of holes. And don't tell this to anybody. And so it's full of holes. Then what happened? Between the holes, is there something? Yeah, it's just threads going this way and this way. This way and this way. This way and this way. That is all it is. That is all it is. You think it's a solid piece. It is some solid there, but there's a lot of vacuum out there. Vacuum is air out there also. And so, Prota means weaved or woven. Woven, let's say, that's a better word. Sewn, S-E-W-N. Stitched. Sewn is better. Okay. Or weaved is better. Prota, this Jagat Sakshini Samvit is just going all over. It is just crisscrossing. Crisscrossing what? Ya Brahmādi Pipilikanta Tanushu. This is typical, classic. Brahmādi Pipilika. From Brahma onwards, Brahma Loka onwards, Pipilika. Pipilika is small ant. Ant. I don't have to say small ant. Ant is enough. From Brahma Loka to an ant. From the biggest thing you can think of to the smallest thing you can think of. Ant or whatever, Anu or whatever you want. That entire spectrum, this Samvit is woven in and through. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a dialogue between Yajnavalkya and Gargi. And Gargi says, what is this Jagat? What is in and through Jagat? Otaha protaha cha. He says water is in and through Jagat. Apaha. Then she asks, Apaha, kena, otam protam. What is this apaha? This water is weaved, is pervaded by what? Otaha protaha. Like that she uses two words. And Yajnavalkya answers, it is woven by, interwoven by. He says Agni. And then from Agni he goes off somewhere to some Indraloka. Other lokas he goes. Then Indraloka is woven by Prajapati, Brahmaloka. Like that he keeps going down and finally comes down to Sambit. Now finally he says at one point, everything is interwoven by Hiranya Garbha. Kena otaha protaha. Then Hiranya Garbhena otaha protaha. Cha, he says, Yajnavalkya. Then Hiranya Garbha is interwoven by what? She asks. And then he says, don't go that far. Your head will fall from your head. Like that he says. Beautiful. Nice story it is. And then it seems she keeps quiet for some time. For some time she keeps quiet. Like that the story goes. So that protaha means it's coming from that brihath, that particular section. Alright. Ya brahmadi pipili kanta tanushu prota jagat sakshini. That samvit which is jagat sakshini and which is of this nature. Saivaham nacha drishyavastviti dhrida prajñāpi yasyasti chet. Saivaham, sa eva aham. That is the way to split it. Saivaham. So, sa eva aham. Nacha drishya vastu iti. That samvit eva aham. Samvit eva aham. That samvit is not some theoretical concept that we are discussing. And it is not like that. It is you. Sa eva aham asmi iti. And not any drishya vastu. Not some object that is perceived. Not some object in this universe. Drishya vastu means what? Perceived object. Objectified entity. Even a thought is an objectified entity. Even a passing emotion is an objectified entity. Sometimes you know what happens? You smell something and then that smell takes you to some old school days and some days somewhere, some connection it makes. Does it happen to you? Sometimes it happens. Suddenly it goes off somewhere, mind. And you have no clue what happened. And where did the smell come from? What is this? Nothing, you don't know. Just fraction of a second all these things happen. Let it happen. Don't be carried away by it. It is also a drishya vastu only. Yesterday's meditation was very good. I saw a white light come from top to bottom and bottom to top also it went away. Good, let it happen, nothing wrong. But it is not what you are looking for. And so, it is big. Why? Because it is drishya vastu. Saivaham nacha drishya vastviti dhrida prajñāpi yasya asti chet. Yasya asti chet. If somebody had this knowledge, prajña, what knowledge? Whatever was said before. I am this samvit, that kind of knowledge, which is pervading in and through everything, the entire drishya prapancha. Correct? Yasya asti chet. Dhrida prajña, not ordinary knowledge. It is firm knowledge. Sthita prajña. Firm knowledge. What is firm knowledge? That's not very difficult to understand. Somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night and says, what is 5 plus 7? What do you do? 5 plus 7. Let me get a calculator. Is that what you will say? I hope not. I hope not. So, you'll have to say, what is 5 plus 7? So that is called dhrida prajña. Dhrida prajña. Yasya saha. Now here dhrida prajña is just dhrida prajña. Karmadharaya samasa. Yasya asti chet. If one has that kind of solid, firm understanding, crystal clear understanding, crystal clear, then chandalostu satudvijostu. See what happened? I did not give you the context. You all know the context still. So it seems Shankaracharya was walking, Bhagavan Shankaracharya was walking with his bhaktas and students, Shishyas, and then going somewhere to the temple, and then Gacha Gacha, there is somebody sweeping the floor. Gacha Gacha. Somebody must have said Gacha Gacha. They say Shankaracharya said it. But Shankaracharya, I doubt, would have said these things. But still, it doesn't matter who said it. And Gacha Gacha, move, like that. This Chandala was told, this sweeper was told. And then he turns back and he asks the question, hey, look, Annamayad Annamayam Athava. The Chandala is responding. Annamayad Annamayam Athava. You want this Annamayam to move from that Annamayam, Annamayam means solid, solid body. This body to move from that body, move away from that body. Or Chaitanyam Eva Chaitanyat. Or do you want this Chaitanyam to move away from that Chaitanyam? Chaitanyam eva. You read this, it is very simple to understand but profound. Chaitanyam eva Chaitanyat. From that Chaitanyam, this Chaitanyam should move. Is it? Yativara. Hey, you are the greatest of all Munis, all Rishis. Yativara. Duri kartum vanchasi kim. Hey, Duri kartum vanchasi. You are desiring to create a distance. Between you and me. Which you and me? Kim bruhi gacha gacheti. Hey, you, Kim bruhi. What do you mean by saying gacha gacha? Like that he is asking. If somebody asks us like that, what will be our response? In general,
Manisha Panchakam, Guruji, what is Manisha Panchakam?
This is Manisha Panchakam. It's a Manisha Panchakam, first sloka. That's what it is. Then Shankara writes this sloka. Then he comes to that and says, Dhrida prajñāpi yasyasti chet. If anybody has this conviction, this knowledge, this solid knowledge, clear clarity about who I am, nacha drishya vastviti saivaham, that samvit eva aham, that consciousness, that chaitanyam that you mentioned. Hey Chandala, you use the word chaitanyam. If anybody has this knowledge, because now the question is not going to temple and all these things, all gone. If somebody asks like this, what temple are you talking about? And so Shankara must have prostrated to the Chandala, I think so. And so he says, Dhrida prajñāpi yassa asti chet chandalostu satu gurostu satu dvijostu. Hey, whether that person who knows this, either the person is a Chandala sweeping the floor or Dvijaha. Dvijaha has a great status in society, at least Vedic society, because the person is studying the Vedas. Janmana jayate Shudraha, karmana dvija uchyate. Hey, by birth everybody is a Shudra, because there is no responsibility, nothing is there, simply eating, drinking, sleeping, that's all. And screaming, whenever something is not good, scream, throw tantrums. Therefore, Shudraha. Janmana jayate Shudraha, karmana dvija uchyate. Then after this Upanayanam, etc., the fellow he has to get up and do karma 3 times a day. So during that time at least he has to come wherever he is, he's just running around in the streets, he has to come and then wash his hands and then do some sandhya. So that is karmana dvijaha. Now he becomes a dvijaha. Then what? Veda pathena viprasyat. Then continues to study the Veda. And then he becomes a vipraha. Then what? Brahmano brahma vedanat. Beautiful definition of Brahmana. Then when is he a Brahmin yet? No, he is not a Brahmin yet. Brahma vedanat brahmanaha. Did he understand Brahma or not? How did he understand Brahma? In this manner said in this shloka. Saivaham nacha drishya vastviti Jagat Sakshini, Samvit. These things, did he understand or not? That is Brahma. Aham Brahma Asmi iti. Did he understand or not? If he did, then Brahmano Brahma Vedanat. Brahma Vedanat means by the knowledge of Brahma, he becomes a Brahmana. Like that, there is a beautiful shloka. I don't know where it comes from. So, Dvijaha, that word is there. So, whether that person is a Chandala or a Dvija, Chandalostu Satu Dvijostu, Guru Rityesha Manisha Mama, that person is my Guru. That's it. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters for a Guru. The Guru has to know. That's it. That's what he says. Regardless of what people call him, her, him or her also, no, immaterial, non-material. So like that, this shloka comes to mind when we study this Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Sputataram. Okay. So I thought I will take the opportunity to review it. Beautiful shloka it is. And other shlokas are also there in Manisha Panchakam. 5 more shlokas. 4 more shlokas. Alright, let us now chant shloka number.
Guruji, what's the meaning of Manisha? Manisha Mama?
Yesha Manisha Mama. Correct. Yesha Manisha. Shankaracharya is... See, Manisha means knowledge. In this context, Manisha means knowledge. If you name somebody Manisha, it can be Jnanam or it can be one who has knowledge also. Manisha. We have to look at the word. Vyatpatti and all. Manisha. We'll leave it aside for later satsang. But Manisha means Yesha Manisha. This is my not opinion. This is not opinion. This is not my opinion. What is the opposite of opinion? If opinion is true, then that is called Manisha. This is my not belief also. This is my knowledge. This is my knowledge. This is my well ascertained knowledge. I am crystal clear about it. If you push me and ask me to learn from a Chandala, and if the Chandala is a wise person, then that's it, no problem. He or she becomes my Guru. That is my Manisha. There must be some...
Guruji? Conviction?
Yeah, conviction is there, but if you mean if conviction has knowledge in it, then it is okay.
Okay.
If conviction has only 90% knowledge, then it is not okay.
Guruji, this when Shankaracharya met with Chandala in Kashi, that time this Manisha Panchakam is written. That is the context.
Yeah, so at that time in Kashi, maybe he was going to Vishwanath temple or something like that, Mandir. And at that time there is a story there. So maybe it is also called, I don't know if it's called Kashi Panchakam. So maybe, I don't know. There's too many Panchakams are there. Kashi Panchakam, maybe it is different, I don't know right now. Okay.
Different, Appa. Different.
You can check it. Huh?
Different. Manisha
Different.
Panchakam is
Different. Different. They are different. Yeah. Good. All right. Okay, let's chant the next sloka.
This is not Manisha Panchakam then.
No, this is not Manisha. We are coming back to Vivekachoodamani.
No. This particular sloka is Manisha Panchakam or different? I'm asking.
Which? This means which?
The one that you just now taught, is it from Manisha Panchakam only? Yeah.
Correct.
Guruji, this Drid Pragyapi, it is same like Sthit Pragya in Gita?
Yeah, correct. So it sounds like the same thing, but it is the same thing. Dhrida Prajna. Sthita Prajna there he is using the word Sthita Prajna there to refer to a person. Here Dhrida Prajna is not referring to a person. It is what a person has. Dhrida Prajna. That Chandala has that knowledge is referred to as Dhrida Prajna. Firm knowledge. Sthita Prajna. Firm knowledge. Sthita Prajna. Strilingam. That's what this means. And you can also use the word to refer it to a person who has that knowledge. And that person also can be dhrida prajnaha, like sthita prajnaha, masculine, or dhrida prajna, feminine. Both are okay. But here it means knowledge, not the person who has knowledge. Because he says dhrida prajnapi yasya asti chet, he says. Yasya asti. One who has that dhrida prajna, he says. Therefore it refers to knowledge. All right. Next. Number 66. brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ.
brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ.
bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam.
bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam.
yenādvitīyamānandaṃ.
yenādvitīyamānandaṃ.
brahma sampadyate budhaḥ.
brahma sampadyate budhaḥ.
brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ.
brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ.
bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam.
bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam.
yenādvitīyamānandaṃ.
yenādvitīyamānandaṃ.
brahma sampadyate budhaḥ.
brahma sampadyate budhaḥ.
Okay. Okay, so the essence of the teaching is completed with our 60th shloka. Panchanam api koshanam nishede. Essence of the teaching. So the 7 questions asked by the student. को नाम बंधः कथमेष आगतः कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः कः असौ अनात्मा परमः क आत्मा तयोर्विवेकः कथम् एतद् उच्यताम्. This has been answered by the time the 60th shloka has come. 60th marks the end of that last 7th question. Okay. And so that is how our acharyas look at it. And so the text is essentially over. And then now there is a big section that is remaining. So many more shlokas are left. Okay. And so now the overview has been given. What should be the nature of the guru? What is the nature of the student? What are the qualifications required? Then what about then answering the 7 questions of the student? All done. Then this 61 onwards that we started studying, Yoyam Atma Swayam Jyotihi. Now what happens? Now our Swamiji will say, the Mahavakya Vichara is starting now. Now that you know there is something called Mahavakyam, there is something called Atma, which I have not understood properly. There is something called Brahma, which also I need to understand. And so this Chittasya Shuddhaye karma, Natu Vastu Palabdaye. A karma is critical for me to get Antakarana Shuddhi. But karma is incomplete unless I have Jnanam. Vastu Siddhir Vicharena Nakinchit Karma Kotibihi. All that was there. Oh, karma is there. Then what is the use of karma if knowledge alone gives me moksha? Knowledge gives me, I should, if I complain, if only my parents had told me all this. All what? If my parents had told me that Nakinchit Karma Kotibihi, No amount of karma can give me moksha. At least if they had told me that, I would not have gone round and round and round. Look, I'm already 60, 65, 70, 80. Hey, you can't say all that. You know why? Because this chittasya shuddhaye karma. Only karma can give chitta shuddhi. Jnanam cannot give chitta shuddhi. And that is why, even though sometimes when it appears that I know it, I am getting it, but still something doesn't happen, and that something doesn't happen because chitta shuddhi is required. Chitta shuddhi there is no shortcut there. And so, therefore, that karma, that life that we have led, whatever life we have led, whatever ups and downs, the typical response is, oh, I wasted my life. Fine. You've done an assessment of your life. You think you wasted your life and all that. I did not study Sanskrit. All these ideas people have. Fine. Finish off with all that and come back. Come back right now. Are you there standing in front of me right now? Yes. Let's talk about the present. Okay. And then what are the things we can do going forward? That is all we are interested in. And this wasted life and all, don't think. The fact that you are here standing in front of Swamiji shows that the life did not get wasted. Okay, did not get wasted. And so, there's no such thing as waste of life. And so here, that overview is now given. And then, now Mahavakya Vichara is done. Now the person is ready. Now I am clear about all these things. And the diagnosis shloka was there. What is that? Number 22 or 25, I forget. Ajnana yogat paramatmanastava hyanatma bandhastata eva samsritihi tayor vivekodita bodhavannihi ajnana yogat ajnana karyam pradahet samulam. I hope I am correct. So memorizing. Some shlokas are worth memorizing. So that is it. Ajnana yogat paramatmanastha. Hey, paramatmanastha. You are Paramatma, but because of this ajnana, all these problems have come. And so only way to counter this, to solve this problem of samsara, is tayor vivekodita bodhavannihi. Hey, tayor viveka. This anatma atma viveka is required for you. Satyam mithya viveka is required for you. Then ajnana karyam pradahet samulam. Samulam. It never come back. Once one gets this samsara nivritti, moksha prapti, then there is no question of samsara again. Like that, once it is understood, now I am ready. Now this person, Shishya, who asked all these questions and Guru answered all that, now is ready for what is called Mahavakya Vicharaha. More. Now that interest is not simple interest. It started with curiosity, then I started attending some classes. Now it is no longer just curiosity. It is, my goal is decided. What is the purpose of the rest of my life is decided now. And so that is the point where this Shishya was. And then from 61 onwards, 3 things have to be talked about. What are the 3 things? Hey, Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi. I have to know what is Tat. Tat means Ishvaraha or Jagat. Tat. Tvam. Tvam means pointing to me, the Jiva. Jiva. Who am I? I know I have to understand it because I have already gone through this previous shlokas where Panchakosha is done and you are not Annamaya Kosha, you are not Pranamaya Kosha, like that big list was given. Therefore, I have come down to something called Atma. So I have to understand Tvam, which is myself, the real me. Not the commonly understood I, but the real I. So Tat Tvam Asi has to be understood. Asi means, once I understand these two, I have to also understand that this Brahma and Atma are not two different things. Tat Brahma, Ishvara Swarupam, Jagat Swarupam Brahma, and Aham, which is Jiva Swarupam. Jiva Swarupam, my nature, my real nature, are identical. Asi, Tattvam Asi. So 3 sections are there. Following, now we are going to study those 3 sections. Tvam, Tat and Asi. Reminds us of Bhagavad Gita. Chapters 1 to 6 is Tvam-pada Vicharaha. Tvam-pada Vicharaha. Starting from Arjuna Vishada Yogaha. And then this chapter 7 to 12 is the Tatpada Vicharaha. And then again some 13 to 18 roughly is the Asipada Vicharaha. Like that we saw when we studied Bhagavad Gita. See, that reminds us of that particular framework here. And that
Asi, Guruji, what is the meaning of Asi?
Asipada Vicharaha. Tvam-pada Vicharaha means that Tvam-pad ka vichar karna chahiye. So that is called Tvam-pada Vicharaha. Then Tat-pada Vicharaha. Tat-pada. Pada means word. The meaning of the word Tat, the meaning of the word Tvam. Alright. And then having understood these two, I have to know that both are identical. Tat and Tvam are identical. That is called Asi in Sanskrit. Asi means is. Tat is Tvam. They translate it like this. That thou art. I don't know which language it is. Is it? It must be some old English or something. I don't know. That thou art. Today if you go and say art and all that.
Shakespearean language, that is.
Shakespearean language. Okay. That thou art. Alright. So at least it is there. It is in vogue. So that is the idea. So the next rest of the text is going to include these 3 sections. Tvam-pada Vicharaha followed by Tat-pada Vichara followed by Asi-pada Vicharaha. Enquiry into the word Tvam, enquiry into the word Tat, enquiry into the word Asi. Enquiry into the word Tvam was done from 61 shloka onwards. Yoyam Atma Swayam Jyotihi Swatmatvena Vipaschita. That is where that Tvam-pada Vichara starts. And goes till just 4 shlokas, that's all. 61 to 65. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. 5 shlokas. In this abridged version, 5 shlokas. Unabridged version will be more. Because 219 and then 213. Okay, some 7 shlokas are there in the unabridged version. This is called Tvam-pada Vicharaha. Those few shlokas, 5 shlokas. Tvam-pada Vicharaha. And Mityatvena Nishiddheshu Panchasu. I find nothing. Shishya says, I find nothing. And then Guru says, no, Satyamuktam. But then Ahamadi Vikaraste Sarve Yena Anubhuyante Yaswayam Na Anubhuyate, etc. We saw that. 63, 64, 65. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu. In that all states of experience, that unchanging entity, if at all there is something, yes, there is something. Only Shastram has to come and say, there is something unchanging in me. And that unchanging entity is Aham, Tvam-pada, or you. When somebody is telling me, teaching me, then that is Tvam-pada Vicharaha. When I am looking at it, it is Aham-pada Vicharaha. Because I want to know myself. So that is how our acharyas have split it. And now, the next shloka that we chanted, brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ onwards, it will go on till about 8 shlokas, I think. 66 to 73. 73, correct, 73 in the abridged version. So that would be 66 to 73. So that's about 8 shlokas. 8 shlokas would be Tatpada vicharaha. We are getting into this Brahma vicharaha. Brahma pada vicharaha. Tatpada vicharaha. So previously we saw Tvampaja vicharaha. This individual self, if you want to call it individual self. Now this is the universal self. Just using an English word instead of a Sanskrit word. That is where we are going here. So previously Jiva Swarupam, now Jagat Swarupam. Previously Atma, now Brahma. That is the transition here. Okay. So brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam yenādvitīyamānandaṃ brahma sampadyate budhaḥ. This is the shloka. So bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam. You can understand this. Pretty straightforward. Kāraṇam. Kāraṇam means cause. Cause of moksha. What gives a person moksha? Mokṣasya kāraṇam. And moksha means liberation. Liberation means release. Much dhatu. Much. Muchyate. So, from what one is released? What kind of release you want? Hey, from what? From bandha I want release. From bondage I want release. That bandha word, Shankara uses bhava for bandha. Brilliant word. I tell you, this is, I think, we don't need to know the Sanskrit language entirely, but at least we should know Sanskrit, some Sanskrit like we are studying. Why? Because of words like this. Moksha also, there is no equivalent word anywhere. And bhava. I want moksha from bhava. Bhava is a simple word which comes from the root bhu dhatu. Bhu means to be. To be. To be. To be means just to be. That's all it is. And bhava, it becomes bhava. Bhava means what? The process of becoming is called bhava. Is equal to samsara. इस संसार का एक शब्द है भव. भव सागर. That's why they say Mirabai and all. भव सागर टूट गया है and all that. That bhava sagar, because this becoming is such. Okay. If you see all children, the toddler, okay, child becomes a toddler, and then the toddler is playing, and then there are big boys, big girls, and then small boys, small girls, and then this girl, the child always wants to become bigger. Did you notice that? No, I'm a big girl now. Oh, really? Okay. Wow, what class grade are you studying? I'm in KG. Okay. So that's the becoming process automatically comes. I want to be bigger. I want to be better. And don't think I'm some young and all that. I'm not a baby anymore, okay? Okay. So this becoming process has started, and I want to be bigger. I want to be better. I want to have more toys. I want to get better marks also in college, in school, and then I want to go to college. This want to is called bhava. Want to. I want to be. What do I want to be? I want to be somebody different than what I am. That is what I want you to understand from this process. Better and all, it's all in anybody. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, I want to be different. I am not happy with what I am right now. I want to be different. That's all. That's all. Look at all those people, they invested in gold. Look at the price of gold. I told you so long ago, you buy some gold and keep. My karma. What is this? My karma means what? I want to be different from what I am now. But now I lost the chance also. Now I can't become different also. This is a big loss now. Can I do something to become different? No, you have to stay put. You stay put. You can sell your gold if you want. So now another process starts. So I want to be different than who I am. That is what it is. That is called bhava. That's it. One word, bhava, 2 syllables, that's all it is. The entire samsara comes under this word. So beautiful word it is, bhava. So sometimes this bhava is I want to deliberately become different. And sometimes I become different without my willing also. Like what? Like who wants to be sick? Nobody wants to be sick, but I became sick. And even modern science is trying its best to help us. And still the cold takes 1 week and then 8 days, 9 days. It's just stretching. As we age, it keeps on stretching. So, I have become ill. Now I have to wait. I have to keep on waiting until I become better. This is a process which nobody controls. And so, that becoming also is there. I want to become better. I want to feel better. Okay. What about aging process? I don't want to age, but I am aging. But I don't want to age. I am aging. I don't want to age. And this is a dangerous thing because this is something nobody can change also. That is another constant thing that is there in the head. That is why all these creams and all are useful. So anti-aging creams we have to put all over. Then what will it do? Will I stop aging? Suppose I put anti-aging cream today onwards for the next 2 years. In the application form, when they ask for my age, what will I do? Will I say I have reduced, I now look 5 years. Oh, you look 5 years younger. So I put, instead of 60, I put 55. People are just amazing. I can't do that also. Then what is the use of all this? If your skin will be shining and beautiful. Okay, skin, let it be shining and beautiful. I don't have a problem with that. But how long can I be carried away by it? Swamiji would say, those days people used to wear wrinkles proudly, like that he says sometimes. So anyway, nothing wrong with all these things. I'm not trying to put a complex or anything. Just having fun. We have to make fun of ourselves, no? Otherwise, what is the use? So bhava, all this because of this word bhava. That is it. In this life only bhava? No. This bhava will not have a full stop. There is no full stop for this bhava. It is just there bhava. That's why bhava sagar. Hindi mein, you look at all these poems and all. In Tamil also it will be there. Bhava sagar. It is, this samsara is a sagara. Sagara means expanse. So big that you can't even visualize it. There is no end at all. There is no beginning, there is no end. That is what this bhava is. And so how can I get out of this bhava sagar? Then he says, brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ. Brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ. Running away to some place cannot give me moksha. It can be apekshika moksham. Going to Swarga is great. It is like all of you decided to go on a trip, family trip, cruise. Some cruise you all go. And yeah, it's moksha because cell phones don't work. That itself is half the moksha. First of all, do you all know that? The cell phone, when it stops working, you feel so relaxed. My God! And it's so relaxing. That is moksha. You could have given me half the money. I could have given you the trick. But anyway, that is apekshika moksha. That is relative moksha. And here he is talking about atyantika moksham. Absolute moksha. Okay, what will give me absolute moksha? Brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ. Brahmābhinnattva. You have to add the word Atma. Atma Brahma Abhinnatvavijñānaṃ. Knowledge, Vijñānaṃ. Knowledge of what? Abhinnattvam. Bhinna means distinction, difference. Abhinnattvam, non-difference, non-distinction, identity, equality, essential identity, absolute identity. Between what and what? Brahma. And what we studied earlier, which is Tvampada Vicharaha, and I understood Atma, that Atma and Brahma, this is Abhinnam is there, Abhinnattvam is there. There is no difference at all. Absolute non-difference. Knowledge of the absolute non-difference between Atma and Brahma is mokṣasya kāraṇam. Bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam. Very straightforward statement here. And so, this is talking about Brahma. Oh, what is Brahma? And Brahma is the essence of the universe. Scientists are also finding out the essence of the universe, correct? But then, scientists are looking for it. And he says, if you look for it, you won't find out. Why? Nacha drishya vastviti pro dhrida prajñāpi yasyasti chet. Because it is adreshyam agrahyam agotram avarnam achakshushotram tadapanipadam. Mundaka, we saw that. It is adreshyam, agrahyam. It is not an object out there for which you can either peer at it through a microscope or whatever. It's not available at all. It is not even a thought. It is subtler than a thought. Anuhu yeshaha dharmaha. Yamadharma Raja said that to this boy. It is anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. It is smaller than the smallest. And it is also bigger than the biggest. So, which scientist is going to figure this out? And therefore, Shastra Pramanam is required. Without Shastra Pramanam, there is no way of getting at it. Once the Shastra gives you the clue, then you can use your buddhi. I can't, if I say, no, I am very smart and I can figure it out by myself. Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad. Yama tells Nachiketa, no, tarka alone is not enough. Tarka is not enough. Because I have to be exposed to the Shastram. The idea of Atma has to be there in my head. That I am somebody different than who I am. And then this brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ has to come. And that Brahma, that is the essence of the universe, is not a drishya vastu. This is the most ironic thing. The whole world is there in front of me, yet I can't see Brahma because it is not drishya vastu. That's the magic here. And so, he is talking here about Brahma abhinnatvavijñānaṃ. So that person, having gained this knowledge, must be able to say, teacher has told me Tattvamasi. No, I can't keep saying Tattvamasi. I have to say Aham Brahma Asmi. Because Tat is Brahma, Tvam is I. Because my point of view, Tvam is I. So Aham and Brahma are identical. That is why you have a statement called Aham Brahma Asmi. Tattvamasi, teacher is telling. You are that. But now how am I going to look at it? Now I have to replace Tvam by Aham, Tat by Brahma, Asi by Asmi. In Sanskrit these are the words, So, therefore Aham Brahma Asmi it becomes. I am that Brahma. I am the essence of the universe. Can I say that? Dhrida Prajna. Do I have that kind of a Dhrida Prajna? Aham Brahma Asmi. Nachiketa seems to be getting right there. He is getting there. So, I am the cause of the universe. Jagat kāraṇam Brahma. If Jagat kāraṇam Brahma is fine, nice to hear. But Jagat kāraṇam Aham can I say? Why? Because Aham and Brahma are identical. That is what Shastram is pushing us towards. I was trying to, in this class, I was teaching this parenting with a purpose, right? It's a very interesting thing. And so I was struggling to introduce our dharma to these people. How do I connect our dharma to parenting and all these things? It was, that too a course, 9-week course and all that. I found myself, I told myself, this is a trap. I'm setting myself in for a trap. Just teach Vedanta and move on. Why get involved with parents and all that? And so I was in the first session, I was wondering how to introduce this. But anyway, I worked hard on it. Means I was thinking through. And it's going well. It's going well. And so somebody in the class, say, I don't talk about Vedanta and all. Just the concept of Ishvara has to be talked about. And there's many gods. Do we have many gods? Do we have one God? Etc. This idea I have to mention. Then only everything, Devata and all becomes clear. But without getting into Vedanta. And somehow that wave ocean example and water, that example clicked, it seems. And so they started asking, so Guruji, you should tell us about Advaita Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta and Vishishta Advaita Vedanta. What I didn't want to do, they want me to talk about. Then I am scratching my head. Okay, I'll tell you sometime. Don't worry about it. So, sometimes a good example makes a lot of difference. A good example makes a lot of difference. So, just like when I wake up, I can say, I was the cause of the dream world. I was the cause. Nobody else but me is the cause of the world. Because I was only there throughout. And so like that, even here, I can say it. Why? Because in Atma Bodha we studied Samsara Swapna Tulyo hi Ragadveshadi Sankulaha Prabodhe La Swakale Satyavad Bhati Prabodhe Satya Sad Bhavet. Like that. So, dream is a very good analogy, an example to give. And so, okay, this Vijñānaṃ is bhavamokṣasya kāraṇam. Yenādvitīyamānandaṃ brahma sampadyate budhaḥ. Yena means by which jnanam, which is moksha kāraṇam, that Shankara already said. But something else, by that knowledge. What happens by that knowledge? You're telling me I got moksha, but tell me a little more. What do you mean by moksha? What do you mean by moksha? Moksha is just a word, But moksha, just by listening to the word, nothing happens. So what happens? Yena advitiyamānandaṃ brahma sampadyate budhaḥ. Okay. Written in passive voice. Advitiyamānandaṃ sampadyate. Anandam. He introduces the word Anandam. So that Anandam, that Ananda, that all I know in my life is experiential joy. Everybody wants this joyful experience, favorable experiences, happy experiences, pleasant experiences. This is what everybody wants all over the world. But there is a problem. The problem is, as I seek these experiences, it is somehow evading me also. I am getting it also, I am not getting it also. I am getting it, I am not getting it. Some people are lucky, I say, and I am unlucky, I say. Why I am unlucky? Because, look, without any effort they are so happy. Look at me. That's it, over. Once I do say that, then I can't come out of that also. So this is how it seems to be going. Nobody seems to give a solution for that. Maximum within this dharma, artha, kama framework, some solutions are there. And sometime later we understand, if I live a disciplined life, then that is the best way to maximize this ananda. That is the maximum we can go. Disciplined life, Discipline in food, discipline in other habits, discipline in even medicines. I have to be disciplined. I can't simply keep on swallowing medicines. There also I have to exercise some discipline. Like this, discipline everywhere, discipline. Talking to others also discipline. Like that I learn. And then I say, that is the best way. That is the best way to be even more contented. Okay, that also is anityam, Shastram will say. And so here, he is talking about this advitiyamānandaṃ. That joy, the source of all the joy, is your own swarupam advitiyam anandam, and that your own swarupam is Brahma also. Advitiyam anandam, satyam jnanam anantam Brahma. So that it comes in the Brahmanandavalli. Brahmavida apnoti param tadesha bhyukta satyam jnanam anantam Brahma. That statement in that Taittiriya Upanishad says satyam jnanam anantam Brahma. Brahma is defined by these words, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. And that Anantam, that Satyam, okay, Satyam, let's talk about Satyam. Satyam is, how do you translate it? Truth. Here it is not truth, it is truth, but the meaning of the word truth, Satyam, is existence, the absolute truth. That which always exists is Satyam. That which exists based on our definitions, that which exists independent of anything else, that whose existence does not depend on anything else. Trikalepi, where did we see the definitions? Trikalepi tishtati yat. That which is there, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptishu, Bhutam, Bhavyat, Bhavishyatcha. That which is there in all three periods of time, that has to be Satyam. Abaditam Satyam. That which cannot be negated. Negated means what? Things existed yesterday, today they don't exist. And things exist today, tomorrow they will not exist. Like this, everything is changing constantly. This will not fall in that category. Trikalepi abaditam. Trikalepi tishtati. Abaditam. It cannot be negated. It cannot be. It always exists. Negated means what? You cannot even to think of its non-existence, you have to exist. Existence must be there. And so existence is always there. That is what is the definition of Satyam there. So Satyam, Jnanam. Jnanam is an interesting word which has meanings. And one meaning here is consciousness. Or Jnapti Swarupa. Jnapti Swarupa means the essence of knowledge. Not knowledge by itself, not knowledge of something. Not knowledge of something. It is just knowledge. That is consciousness. It is just knowledge. We don't know what that knowledge is because we are always thinking knowledge of something, knowledge of something, knowledge of something. Knowledge of Brahma also we are talking. And so knowledge of something. That something, Brahma, is knowledge. It is pure jnanam. Pure consciousness. Okay, pure consciousness. Satyam jnanam anantam. That anantam is anandam. Sat chit ananda. Because during a moment of joy, what happens? This whole triputi is gone. Karta, karma, karanam. Triputi is gone. Knower, known, knowledge. Triputi is gone. This distinctions are all gone. And therefore gone means anantam. What remains is anantam and it is joy. Therefore it is anandam also. To be unhappy, I have to think of something. To be unhappy, I have to think of something. Why? Because that triputi has to be there, which has to suppress that joy that I am. Okay? This is always true. That is why sometimes without doing anything we can be happy. Just looking at the stars we can be happy. Nothing. Nothing is there in the head and you are just calm. Just happy. How? That is because of the Ananda Swarupa. That advitīyamānandaṃ. Advitiyam means what? It without a second, they say. One without a second. One without a second. Means what? There is only one. That is why there is no second. It is not one. I have only one son. Onne onnu kanne kannu, they say. Means I have only one son and he is my eyes. He is the joy of my life. That is what it is. Not that kind of ekameva dvitiyam. Not like that. This is the only one thing exists. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything that is there is Brahman. Brahma okate. And that kind of okate, that kind of advitiyam here. Okay. And so, yenādvitīyamānandaṃ brahma sampadyate budhaḥ is gained. Sampadyate, passive voice. That Brahma is gained by the guy who has this jnanam, vijñānaṃ. So, brahmābhinnatvavijñānaṃ. What does the person gain? Yeah, gain moksha, all right. But gains Brahma means what? Becomes Brahma. Becomes the whole. Becomes, previously he was not Brahma, now he became Brahma. No, not like that. Previously also he was Brahma, now, but he didn't know it. And now he knows that I am Brahma. I am Jagat kāraṇam. I am sarvavyapi. I am nityam. I am advitiyamānandaṃ. Like that the person can say. Like the water can say. The wave is there and the wave can say, guess what? I am, my Swarupa is water. Tat is ocean and ocean Swarupa is also water. I am this small little wave and my Swarupa is water. That is water, this is water. And Tattvam Asi, that water and this water I am. Therefore I am essentially water. If I say, my identity should go with wherever water is. Therefore, I am the whole. If I say, I am all that is there. The wave can say. Wave can say. Look at this. Not water. Water cannot say because water has no mouth to say anything. Water is water. Wave only is an individual entity. Wave is the jiva with a mind, human mind. Only a wave can talk. Only a wave can be confused. Only a wave can be sad. Only a wave can be happy. And therefore the wave can only think and say, you know what? I have mistaken myself to be a wave. I have the upadhi. Instead of understanding wave as an upadhi, I have taken that waveness to be satyam. It is an upadhi. There is really no wave at all. Wave is just a superimposition on water, and I am the water. I am the one that on which everything is superimposed. How can I take the things that are superimposed to be myself? That is the idea. Therefore, the wave can say, I am water. I am water, I was water, I am water, I will always be water. Even after I am gone. Look at this. I am water even after I am gone. Two eyes are there. I am gone means water is not going anywhere. I am gone means wave is gone. I am water means that I is paramarthikam. I am going is vyavaharikam. That is a different I altogether. So purposely I introduced both paramarthikam and vyavaharikam in the same sentence. We'll come back to that. Brahma sampadyate budhaḥ. By those who know, the Brahma is gained by this knowledge. Okay, that's what is said. The translation and all I'll give in the next class. Okay. I hope I covered all the words. Yeah. Āpadāmapahartāram dātāram sarvasampadām lokabhiramam shriramam bhūyo bhūyo namāmyaham kāle varshatu parjanyah prithivī sasyashālinī deshoyam kshobharahitah brahmanas santu nirbhayaah om purnamadah purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.